Cool. So we're going to continue our positional reviews. This is one position that's not on the syllabus that I'm adding, and that's controlling turtle. Okay. And so let me just get you to rotate a little bit. There. Okay. So cool. When someone's in turtle, I don't recommend staying here for a variety of reasons. You're really susceptible to attacks. And if punches are a thing, you're going to get punched in the head quite a lot, knee in the ribs, all that. Not a good place to stay, okay? So that said, most people know that, and they're going to try and move and get out. But today we're going to cover kind of how to maintain this position and what to expect, okay? So first, I want to make sure our hips are together and our knees, well, Marcus is taller than me, but I'm definitely going to connect my hip to his hip first, okay? My knee is close to his knee as I can. And this foot, I'm not like this. I have no pushing power here, and I'm not here because I don't want him to fish my foot. So I'm here, okay, and I'm going to be pushing into him this way, okay? The second thing I'm going to do, in no gi, I'm going to make this shape. In gi, I'm going to try and grab some material, the lapel preferably, and pull it back to the hip. But in no-gi, I'm gonna make this shape here and find the hip bone, okay? And pull, okay, here. Now, I'm not gonna be like this, okay? And I'm not gonna do this, stick my arm into the trap, because he can fish above my elbow and roll me over. So I'm gonna be here, nice and low, okay? I wanna kind of be able to look in his ear. This hand here is gonna go on his bicep, and now I can kind of move around with him. So if he starts moving around, I can kind of follow him a little bit, okay? And I'm safe. I'm trying to keep all my weight on this side. I don't want to cross any part of my body over to this side other than this hand, okay? As soon as I start moving my weight around, now I don't have much pressure on him, and I'm susceptible to reversals and all of that stuff, and sit-outs, which we'll go over later, okay? So again, I'm here. So once again, hip to hip, hook to the hip, pull, head down, okay? Push this hand to the bicep. Any questions? Ready, 1, 2? So back to turtle. A lot of times to keep this position, I need to move and adjust, okay? We're going to talk about some other scenarios, but if I need to move to the other side of him to maybe get a better grip, maybe he's turtled up real tight and I can't get my hand in here and all that stuff, maybe I want to take a crack at the other side, okay? How do I do that? I definitely don't do this. Dennis, come around here. I don't put my leg in between his legs here. I don't move towards his legs. He's going to roll and knee bar me. He's going to scoop my leg and very elegantly knee bar me.
You want to get you up?
Yeah, you see? Yeah. Boom. There I go. Okay? Boom. Very elegant. Well, that's great. That's beautiful. All right, so I don't want to move in this direction. I want to move to the other side, okay? And when I move to the other side, I want to be precise with where I place my body and what I'm doing with my feet, okay? So I'm going to just do this slow. I'm going to try and put my sternum in between his shoulder blades, okay, as I transition to the other side. And I'm also putting a lot of weight by keeping my hips low here. You see I'm going super slow, okay, my hips are low, and I end up in the same shape, just mirrored on this side, okay? I don't want to do this, okay? All right, there's no pressure, okay, and I'm giving him a lot of outs and ways to fish my legs. My legs are too close to him. I want to take my legs out of the equation and keep myself safe and keep pressure on him. So again, I'm here, okay? I need to transition. So I'm just going to go nice and slow. I'm here, walking, okay? My hips are low. Here. Any questions? Ready, 1, 2? What are some potential situations you'll encounter when you're in this position trying to set up or advance the position or even attack? Well, sometimes people can roll out, do a rollout. So go ahead, Marcus is going to roll out, boom, here, and recover guard, okay? So I know that. So if I feel this hand drop, go. Look, my hand is my arm follows, and I'm moving my body to this side, and I'm anticipating the roll. So I end up in side control, okay? So the person on bottom, how to do the rollout, okay? There's a couple ways to do it, but usually they're gonna look out this way. Yeah, and they'll probably put their knee up on my hip sometimes or whatever, but yeah, you can go ahead. Yeah, you do it. Boom, to anchor and roll, okay? You have to know how to do the rollout in order to practice how to counter it, okay? So again, he's gonna roll out, and look, I anticipate. So look, I'm moving. See how I moved with him? My arm goes right in. And he pulls side control. One more time. I'm here. He goes to roll out. I follow. Boom. Okay? All I'm doing is making a little circle with my hand across his belly and moving my body with him and meeting him inside. He's meeting me inside control. Okay? Any questions? Ready, 1, 2. Some ideas on advancing this position to start setting up your attacks. Yes, you do have some attacks from this position, but we're a no-gi, so we're going to do a couple different things to try and get to some better, higher percentage no-gi attacks. Okay, so in this situation, you know, it's really tight. I can't get anything in here. So what am I left with? Well, I got a couple things. What's open? This hand is going to go under here. See, so I'm going to pivot here. You see, I bring my hand under to his elbow. I find the elbow here. This hand is going to come under over here. I find the toes here. You see? Now I just drive forward. Boom. I don't let go of the toes. I'm going to pull them so that I can fit my knee in. Okay? I'm pretty heavy, yeah, Marcus? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. And I even have some finishes here I can do. Look, I can cross face, clasp my hands. I got a choke here, okay? Not so fussed about the choke today, but just how to advance to get to a better position for attacking. Okay, so again, I'm here, nice and low. Look, I shift my body this way. Let's see my foot pivots here, which is the benefit of this shape. Here, my hands, one hand goes to the elbow. You can go to the shoulder, but I prefer the elbow to take away. I'm creating a wedge here. I'm creating kind of a wedge and a control point here. So now look, I drive, I push with my chest and drive with my legs. Boom. I keep this controlled because this is, for him, if I release this, he's gonna start recovering his guard. Okay, I don't want that. So I'm here, boom, drive, keep the foot, get him flat, and at minimum, I'm inside control. I'm happy here, okay?
Yes, sir.
The second idea you can do is the traditional way. So Dennis, come over here, please. So sometimes in the whole melee of getting someone in turtle, there is an opening, okay? Which is this here. So I'm gonna try and get my hand here on the forearm. And I'm gonna open up here, okay? Now I have a space for my hook. Get a hook in, okay? Now I have my underhook here. I'm gonna release this and go to my overhook and get a seatbelt grip and fall on my side. Now, I have my first hook. I can't reach with this second hook, so I need to do a little hip escape. And Marcus falls into the space that my hips are just in. And now I can get my second hook, okay? Here, I open up, get one hook in, over, under, seatbelt, fall to the side, hip escape, second hook, okay? Third option, okay? Again, same setup where I open this, I get my first hook. Now look, I block this here on this side. I block his knee. I could step over get my other hook. And now look, I get my seatbelt grip here and I drive my hips to the mat and flatten him. And look, I got a choke set up here, okay? My hips are driving down and putting a lot of pressure on his back. One more time.
Sure.
Ask a lot of questions about this one. Okay, look, I open up, get the hook in. I block here. Step over and get my heel in. Okay, I get my overhook, grab my own arm, and now look. I drive my hips down and flatten him. And
You could just get out, right?
just get up. Just stand up, Marcus. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Any questions with those three? When you start getting into like crucifixes, you're going to start seeing them from everywhere, but this is kind of like the first area where you begin to explore them from turtle. So again, I'm going to open up this arm and create some space, okay? Sometimes people even put their hands on the mat, which is even better. I don't know why. I've seen it happen. Okay? So if this happens, step over and control. You can walk here, okay? Now, cool. I'm going to get control on this side, same way I did here, where I'm under and I grab the forearm, okay? Now look, I get on my toes here, and I'm going to do a forward roll and lock here. I want to tip out so that Marcus's head is on my chest, and now he can't move too well. And I have his arm locked here behind my own head. And I can start setting up chokes of this nature and things like that. I can start stepping over for triangles, all these types of things, okay? So again, I'm here, I open this up, I can step in and lock it. Here, I'm pinching with my knees, crossing my feet. Okay? I get the underhook here. I control this bit. Now I can push off the mat, dig my toes into the mat, and do a forward roll. As I come up, look, this hand comes behind my head. I bring my feet to the mat and hip is fade. So now he's like this, okay? Go get up. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Bonus feature number 1. Second bonus feature is you got to be pretty confident in how you move with your movement, your with this rudder shape as we call it, or neon belly. Okay, so if I can't get into any opening, hey here, I can jump on the back here. I'm pinching his hips with my knees. Okay, I can put my hands on the mat and try and rock him forward. Okay, or I could just wait. It's demoralizing. Usually what they'll do is roll, and when he rolls, that's when I gotta roll with him. And I land here in this neon belly shape, okay?
So,
Sorry, I'm not moving too well because of my knee. So again, I'm here, I'm up here, okay? He rolls, look, I just move with him, and I get my foot under his hip and my knee ready to go to the knee ride position. Okay? Cool. So, any questions? Have fun. Ready, 1, 2.